Luqas, Luke, chapter 18. And he spoke a parable to them, that they should always pray and not lose heart, saying, In a certain city there was a certain judge, not revering Elohim, nor regarding man. And a widow was in that city, and she came to him, saying, Do right to me on my adversary. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, Even if I do not revere Elohim, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubles me, I shall do right to her, lest by her continual coming she wears me out. And the Adon said, Hear what the unrighteous judge said. And shall Elohim not do right by all means to his own chosen ones, who are crying out day and night to him, and being patient over them? I say to you that he shall do right to them speedily. But when the bane of Adon comes, shall he find the belief on the earth? And he also spoke this parable to some who relied on themselves that they were righteous, and looking down on others. 2 men went up to the Mikdash to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood and began to pray within himself this way, Elohim, I thank you that I am not like the rest of men, swindlers, unrighteous, adulterers, or even as this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all that I possess. But the tax collector, standing at a distance, would not even raise his eyes to the Shemaim, but was beating his breast, saying, Elohim, show favor unto me, a sinner. I say to you, this man went down to his house declared right rather than the other. For everyone who is exalting himself shall be humbled, and he who is humbling himself shall be exalted. And they also brought infants to him to touch them, but his Talmudim, seeing it, rebuked them. But Yahushua called them to him and said, Let the little children come to me, and do not forbid them, for of such is the reign of Elohim. Truly, I say to you, whoever does not receive the reign of Elohim as a little child shall certainly not enter into it. And a certain ruler asked him, saying, Good teacher, what shall I do to inherit everlasting Chai? So Yahusha said to him, Why do you call me good? No one is good except one, Elohim. You know the commands. Do not commit adultery, do not murder, do not steal, do not bear false witness, respect your father and your mother. And he said, All these I have watched over from my youth. And hearing this, Yahusha said to him, Yet one you lack. Sell all that you have and distribute to the poor, and you shall have treasure in the Shemaim, and come, follow me. But when he heard this, he became intensely sad, for he was extremely rich. And when Yahushua saw that he became intensely sad, he said, How hard it is for those who have riches to enter into the reign of Elohim. For it is easier for a camel to enter through a needle's eye than for a rich man to enter into the reign of Elohim. And those who heard it said, And who is able to be saved? And he said, What is impossible with men is possible with Elohim. And Cephas said, See, we have left all and followed you. And he said to them, Truly, I say to you, there is no one who has left house or parents or brothers or wife or children for the sake of the reign of Elohim, who shall not receive many times more in this present time and in the age to come everlasting Chai. And taking the 12 aside, he said to them, See, we are going up to Jerusalem, and all that have been written by the Nevi'im about the bane of Adam shall be accomplished. For he shall be delivered up to the Gentiles, and shall be mocked and insulted and spat upon, and having flogged him, they shall kill him, and on the 3rd day he shall rise again. But they understood none of this, and this word was hidden from them, and they did not know what was being said. And it came to be that as he was coming near Jericho, that a certain blind man was sitting by the way begging. And hearing a crowd passing by, he asked what it meant. And they reported to him that Yahushua of Nazareth was passing by. And he cried out, saying, Yahushua, Bane of David, have compassion on me. And those going before were rebuking him that he should be silent, but he was crying out much more, Bane of David, have compassion on me. And Yahushua stopped and commanded him to be brought to him. And when he had come near, he asked him, saying, What do you want me to do for you? And he said, Adonai, to receive my sight. And Yahushua said to him, Receive your sight, your belief has saved you. And immediately he received his sight and was following him, praising Elohim. And all the people, seeing it, gave praise to Elohim. Luqas, Luke, chapter 19. And having entered, he was passing through Jericho, and see, a man called Zakkai. And he was a chief tax collector, and he was rich, and he was seeking to see who Yahushua was, but was unable because of the crowd, for he was small in stature. And having run ahead, he climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, because he was about to pass by. And as Yahushua came to the place, he looked up and saw him, and said to him, Zakkai, hurry and come down, for I have to stay at your house today. And he hurried and came down and received him, rejoicing. And seeing it, they all grumbled, saying, He has gone in to stay with a man who is a sinner. But Zakkai stood up and said to the Adon, Look, Adonai, I give half my possessions to the poor, and if I have taken whatever from anyone by false accusation, I repay fourfold. And Yahushua said to him, Today deliverance has come to this house, since he also is a son of Abraham. For the bane of Adon has come to seek and to save what was lost. And as they were hearing this, he spoke another parable, because he was near Jerusalem, and they thought the reign of Elohim was about to be manifested straight away. He therefore said, A certain nobleman went to a distant country to receive for himself a rain and to return. And calling 10 of his servants, he gave them 10 minas, and said to them, Trade until I come. But his subjects were hating him, and sent a delegation after him to say, We do not want this one to reign over us. And it came to be, when he came back, having received the rain, that he sent for these servants to whom he had given the silver, in order to know what each had gained by trading. And the first came, saying, Master, your mina has earned 10 minas. And he said to him, Well done, good servant, because you were trustworthy in very little, have authority over 10 cities. And the second came, saying, Master, your mina has earned 5 minas. And he said to him also, And you be over 5 cities. And another came, saying, Master, here is your mina, which I kept laid up in a handkerchief, for I was afraid of you, because you are a hard man. You take up what you did not lay down, and reap what you did not sow. And he said to him, Out of your own mouth I shall judge you, you wicked servant. You knew that I was a hard man, taking up what I did not lay down, and reaping what I did not sow. Why did you not put the silver in the bank, that when I come I could have collected it with interest? Then he said to those who stood by, Take the mina from him, and give it to him who possesses 10 minas. But they said to him, Master, he possesses 10 minas. For I say to you, that to everyone who possesses shall be given, and from him who does not possess, even what he possesses shall be taken away from him. But those enemies of mine who did not want me to reign over them, bring them here and slay them before me. And having said this, he went on ahead, going up to Jerusalem. And it came to be, when he came near Beth-Pagi and Beth-Anya at the mountain of Olives, that he sent 2 of his Talmidim, saying, Go into the village opposite you, in which as you enter you shall find a colt tied, on which no one has ever sat. Loosen it and bring it here. And if anyone asks you, Why do you loosen it? Thus you shall say to him, Because the Adon has need of it. And those who were sent went away and found it as he had said to them. And as they were loosing the colt, the owners of it said to them, "Why do you loosen the colt?" And they said, "The Adon needs it." So they brought it to Yahushua, and throwing their garments on the colt, they put Yahushua on it. And as he went, they were spreading their garments on the way. And as he was coming near, already at the descent of the Mount of Olives, the entire crowd of the Talmudim began to praise Elohim, rejoicing with a loud voice for all the miracles they had seen, saying, "Baruch is the sovereign who is coming in the name of Yahuah. Peace in the Shemaim and esteem in the highest." And some of the Pharisees from the crowd said to him, "Teacher, rebuke your Talmudim." But he answering said to them, "I say to you that if these shall be silent, these stones would cry out." And as he came near, he saw the city and wept over it, saying, "If you only knew even today these for your peace, but now they are hidden from your eyes, because days shall come upon you when your enemies shall build a rampart around you and surround you and press you on all sides and dash you to the ground and your children within you. And they shall not leave in you one stone upon another, because you did not know the time of your visitation." And having entered into the Mikdash, he began to drive out those selling and buying in it, saying to them, "It has been written, my house is a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of robbers." And he was teaching daily in the Mikdash, but the chief Kohanim and the scribes and the leaders of the people were seeking to destroy him. But they did not find what they might do, for all the people were hanging upon him, listening.